Something very interesting is happening with respect to no balls, Michael. Nowadays, of course, the umpires don't call no balls, which means they don't have to look down and then look up again. Hopefully, they'll be better at the LBWs. But those stats are very interesting. From August 2020, when we started asking third umpire to look at no balls, they've almost doubled the number of no balls in the game. And it just tells you something, Michael, you and I and all of us have been talking about for a long time. We've been talking about how many no balls went unseen. Today, India bowled 11 no balls. That's very rare in a test match.
Yeah, and players now have got to change, and coaching units have got to change as well, because you go and watch an international team practice and you stand square onto the bowling wicket, and you'll guarantee that pretty much every bowler in practice is bowling no balls. It can't be a coincidence that you bowl no balls in practice, you go and bowl them in a game situation. The one thing that's very constant in cricket, that front line does not move. It doesn't, if it's a green top, a dry wicket, a bounce, it's the line's still there. It's still a straight line, and you still have to keep your foot behind the line. I'm staggered how close, particularly spinners. I'm staggered how close spinners get to that front line. When you think that T20 cricket, a no ball can cost you the game. It's a free hit, and the coaches of this generation is there, and there's some wonderful coaches out there. I'm amazed they've not been more strict on the players in practice to make sure that they are behind the line, because in Test match cricket, we had it in the Ashes where Jack Leach got Steve Smith out, and it was a no ball, cost England hugely. In Test match cricket, it's almost, I don't know, the captains and the coach almost like laugh it off. Oh, you'll get another ball. You can lose a test match because of a no ball being bowled if you get a wicket off that ball. And I just think the coaches have to be stricter. I think practice sessions have to be more disciplined. I did say on the BBC today that if a spinner bowls a no ball, that their foot should be chopped off. It's that much of a crime. For a spinner to bowl a no ball, they should just chop their feet off. End off. You should have a week or so without a foot because you've bowled a no ball when that line does not shift. As I said, it's going to cost teams big moments, potentially games of cricket, and you shouldn't really be letting that affect the game, because coaches should stamp it down, get it out of practice, and if you practice with your foot behind the line by a good 2 or 3 inches, it's a good chance that you probably won't be bowling no ball in a match.
Interesting punishment. I can tell you are an occasional spin bowler, so your punishment is pretty hard.
I'd have ended up with no feet.
Okay, now this is interesting. What everyone would like to know is, here you are, 263 for 3. I thought India did really well in that first session, maybe even enough to earn that first session, but the day belonged to England.